chaos is coming from two different sources. Could be good, could be bad. Let's talk about Elon, what he's going to do with X, and what China is going through right now. Okay, there will be chaos. Today is looking like a pretty good day so far. U.S. market up pretty substantially. You know, we'll see how today goes. But last week was, I would say it was actually good. You know, surprisingly, after a Jackson Hole press conference, market was okay. Wall Street shrugged off what he had to say. Like, whatever, pal. We don't care. No, Wall Street does care. But he was more, even though he had a hawkish tone, people know that ultimately he's going to look at the data. And the data shows that things are not as bad as they seem, right? Things are still strong. The economy is still strong. Jobs and labor still strong. Inflation is still going down, although this next reading will be very important. And, you know, of course, there's a lot more economic data that's coming out this week, including GDP. That's huge. Core PC inflation, that's going to be huge. Okay, that is what actually Powell looks at. Okay, Evergrande is not looking good. Their shares open up for trading in Hong Kong after 17 months, and it plunged 87%. Okay, Evergrande is in a very nasty spot right now. I believe they are the largest. They're the largest commercial and maybe resident. No, I think commercial builder in China, and they've been struggling ever since 2021. Okay, peak was 2021, just like many investments out there, and then since then, things have been going south, and when things go south, that's when, you know, they can't pay their bills. Basically, for the last 12 months, they were unable to repay their debts, and right now it's just looking bad. They already filed for bankruptcy protection in the U.S. Basically, they want to get the creditors off their back from the U.S. Probably going to be doing the same thing in China, but, you know, again, China's really struggling right now. So will they just let Evergrande collapse and let their entire commercial market collapse? I think not. I think China's going to step in and save them in some way, kind of like the U.S. Now, here's another one out of left field. It's been reported that Elon, who is actually a co-founder of PayPal, is trying to make X into the ultimate PayPal competitor. So it's been leaked that is what Elon is trying to do. You know, he talks about making X, formerly, aka Twitter. He's trying to make that into this gigantic payment app to compete with the likes of PayPal, which means he's also going to be dabbing into crypto, because PayPal right now is very, 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 they have a very ambitious goal to kind of move themselves towards maybe all digital currency one day as they release their stable coin, which is a big deal. You don't see a lot of private companies just come out of the stable coin, especially in the U.S. So obviously they have some big ambitions, right? And they already allow crypto trading. They also allow you to withdraw your crypto, which is nice. When they first introduced buying and selling, they didn't allow that, but they do now. But still, I don't trust PayPal. I've always said this. I don't trust PayPal. They look like they're a bank. They look like they operate like a bank, but they don't follow banking rules, so they could just lock you out and all this stuff. But anyways, so this leak is interesting because Elon has been very quiet on the crypto front, right? Even with Doge, very, 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 very little has been said about Doge for how many years now? Probably a couple years. So is he secretly planning something huge? Like a massive update with a crypto wallet, with maybe a stable coin trading within this wallet, right? Maybe he's planning something absolutely huge that none of us, you know, none of us imagined, has anticipated. I don't know. That could be coming. Right? I think that's pretty interesting. That's why chaos could be coming from Elon as well. He certainly has the power to drive markets. That's for sure. Balance on exchanges, you notice that it just keeps on going down. I've been telling you guys, you know, ignore the FUD. ignore the volatility, because what's really happening is more and more people and institutions and whales are buying Bitcoin. Not only buying them, taking off Bitcoin from the exchanges, right? That's why balance on exchanges continues to go. We're back to 2017 levels, and it continues to go down and down and down and down, right? It's happening. All these big buys that's happening behind the scenes, OTC, they're coming from somewhere. The exchanges. These big boys that are buying, they're removing them from exchanges. And in reverse, you look at non-zero addresses, keeps on going up, all-time high, roughly 48.2 million addresses, and continues to go higher and higher and higher. See, the fundamentals of Bitcoin has never, ever been better, despite the fact the price is not at its all-time high. Fundamentals are, right? There's so many things that you can measure. And fundamentals of Bitcoin, including addresses, hash rate, holders, exchange reserves, right? The best it's ever been. This is looking at BTC supply not moved for over 1 year, okay? And Stock Money Lizards, kind of drew this out and correlated with Bitcoin's price movement. And you can tell exactly when the bull market starts and when the bear market starts. So according to this, we're getting very, very, very close to the beginning of bull market, right? When things start going up. And, it just means that we're getting closer and closer and closer to that halving event, right? And after we approach it and break through it, that's when things go crazy. That's ultimately what this is showing. Although this is showing that we'll probably start moving upwards before the halving event, because this is showing before 2024. This is looking at the end of the year. So things could definitely be moving quicker than schedule because of everything that we're going through, right? Maybe a spot Bitcoin ETF approval early, or maybe some major case, the Coinbase case gets removed. Maybe Ripple case, maybe Ripple wins. I mean, there's so many things, right? Maybe what's happening in Hong Kong right now, as more and more exchanges get listed, more and more people are able to buy. I mean, there's just a lot of things, right? There's a lot of things. And then here's something else. Last thing I want to say about Bitcoin. This is looking at just the percentage, I guess, of holders and showing how much they hold. So if you look at holders between 1 to 10, which is the very light green, right? That's a significant amount. A significant amount of people are holding between 1 to 10 Bitcoin. And then you have a significant amount of people holding 0.1 to 1, which is significant. And then you have small amounts of people that are holding between 0.1 and 0.01, and then 0.001 and 0.01, right? So what does this say? Most people that's in the game have been accumulating for a while, which is why it makes sense. There's a large number of people holding between 1 to 10 and 0.1 to 1, right? I think a really good goal for anyone in the space is to accumulate at least one Bitcoin, because that one Bitcoin could make you a millionaire in the future. I honestly believe one day Bitcoin can be above $1 million each,